Welcome back. It's really windy today, but we got the car rolled outside. Still have not connected the new tie rod yet because I'm still waiting on it. But I just put on the wheel, kicked it, made it straight, rolled it outside. Today we're going to be working on preparing for the tubs. If you guys don't know what tubs are, what I'm going to use is a trailer fender. We're going to cut all this metal out and we're going to weld a trailer fender here, down there, use scrap metal and make all the plates. And what that allows is for more wheel clearance. When you have wider wheels and crazy angle, I don't necessarily need it, but I would like to do it while I'm have everything apart. So that looks like, so I would rather just get this done with and have it looking nice and fresh. First step is chopping up the old bay.
One way to find out, brother.
Bro, I'm scared. Yeah! Let's go! And it just fell right out.
Just kick it. Yeah, get him! Get him! Yeah, get him! Woo!
Alright, so I just got the car back in the garage and we chopped out everything from the engine bay. Now we're probably gonna have to do more trimming. Well, we're definitely gonna have to do more trimming, but this is a good place to start so we can start to mock up the trailer fenders. Now I already went ahead and did the liberty of cutting the trailer fender in half, so we have two pieces. Here is one of them. So this piece is gonna go something like this in the engine bay and recreate the tub that was there with more wheel clearance. Now the only issue I see here is that this thing has two sides that go in at a concave, and we do not want to rub our wheel on this sharp edge here. So we're gonna cut the curvy part out of one side and do the opposite side for the other side. And yeah. So that was not the most fun thing in the world, but I cut off the curved edges from the trailer fender. So now we have one edge that is straight and one edge that is curved. This fits in here nicer. And now it's just about figuring out how I want to make everything fit. I'm gonna have to figure this out and then I'll update you guys. So it's been some time of me trying to fit stuff and work things out. I actually got the new tie rod on finally. So now the steering's all ready for an alignment. What I've been working on is I took a piece of cardboard here and I measured it up with the strut tower, how I want the tub to be cut out. And then I laid it over the trailer fender and chopped it. So now this can fit something like that. Should look really good. I made another line. I gotta chop more out of the strut tower. This line without the dots in it is where I'm planning on putting the actual trailer fender. And then this dotted line underneath is what I want to chop away. Here too, we just gotta chop out this inner section there. And then here, I want to chop out some more of that. Then we're gonna make it look good. I believe on this side, when this sits in here, it really follows that curve of this old tower. So I'm thinking about just hammering it to it and then welding straight to that. Worst things worst, we're gonna cut all this out and then make a new side piece, but it's my second time welding, so high hopes. So I just did some more choppy chopping, and I did some sanding with a wire brush to get down the bare metal around the strut tower. So we got all that chopped out. All this chopped out, down the bare metal, and it looks pretty good. It's gonna clean it up a little bit and we can weld in the trailer fender. Now we're gonna tack weld the trailer fender into place and we'll go from there. See what it looks like, what we need to change, adjust, all that. That's kind of like exactly how I want it to be. Let's get to welding. It looks really cool in there like that. Looks pretty cool. So now the hard part is going to be trying to match this on the other side. Try to make it exactly the same. Alright, now to weld the other side, match this side. I put a line on the frame rail here so that I know where to bring it out to. So now we got the tubs tacked into place, and it looks so freaking cool when the tubs are in the bay. Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. But so now we got to start designing out the other metal pieces we got to make, such as the side here, the side there. So we got to take a piece of cardboard and cut it out. But this looks pretty symmetrical. I think I got it all right for a backyard project. What do you think? Looks pretty sick. I cut out this cardboard piece. It's gonna go something like this when it's all said and done. So now we got to turn this piece into metal. Both sides I was able to make with the exact same cardboard cutout. I just wrote passenger and driver just so I have one for each side. But this looks absolutely awesome. So before we weld these things into place, I want to fill in this spot. Some people cut all the way to the bottom, but I think I'm going to leave this lip because this lip looks real nice on that side. So I'm just going to make a little piece to fill in here. Made our little piece of cardboard here. Got our little frame rail piece. This will sit in there just like that. Alright, so I just laid down some really bad welds on that piece right there. But now the frame rail matches the other side. And now we can tack in place the side panels. Ta-da! I welded in both of the tubs. I don't even want you guys to see how bad these welds are. But let me tell you, it is sturdy. Alright guys, so it's been some time. I was really working away on that side piece here. I didn't really record any of this, but I was basically the same thing I've been doing, cutting out cardboard pieces, turning it into metal, and then trying to fit it in here. Now, I am by no means a welder. This is my second time welding, so every time I'm doing something, I'm learning more about the settings and the techniques and all that. It doesn't matter to me how ugly it looks. I'm gonna grind it down and put seam sealer over all the welds anyway, just to make sure that everything is closed off and will keep moisture out. Worst thing comes to worst, if it was to fall apart or rust away, chop the whole front end off and make a tube front. But this is a thrash drift car. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to look cool. But so my plan today is to make this side look like that side. I almost got away with only using 2 of these sheets of steel, but I f***ed up when I made this cut. This is for the side, driver's side. But when it sits in there, there's some gaps and I didn't make it long enough. We're gonna have to cut a new piece. So I made a couple lines here so I know what I gotta change. And we're gonna try to make this the least wasted metal we could do. With a good amount of trimming later, we got a nice piece that'll be our side panel for the driver's side. I made this little indent here because that's where my hood latch cable comes through, and I'm lazy and I don't want to disassemble it and route it a different way, so I'm just gonna leave it so I can still get it through that hole if I have to. Now we gotta weld that in there. Well, first I want to hammer this down more, and I want it to mate up with the side of the tub. That way the side panel is not so at an angle. Fast forward, I got the side panel in place and I got the bottom panel in place. I put cutouts instead of just making it a flat disc for 2 reasons. 1, I don't know where my intercooler piping's gonna be. And 2, the way I made this triangle sits way lower than where this panel sits. So I'm just gonna make it look nicer by cutting the trailer fender. But instead of making some way to connect the two, they're just gonna be on 2 different heights and it looks alright. I'm really hard on myself and I feel like this looks like shit. I feel like many people would have a ton of things to say about it, but at the end of the day, I did this myself. This is my second time welding. I'm honestly pretty proud of myself. Now I took off the wheel and I hammered in this side and I sprayed weld through primer and all the crevices to fill in the bare metal. And then I'm gonna put some welds on there and connect here and on the triangle piece too. Try and keep moisture out, but you know, these welds are pretty bad, so it's not really gonna keep anything out. Some time has passed later. I went in on the insides, hammered that down, tacked it, tacked it some more up there and some few little other areas. I'm gonna be using seam sealer to fill in all the gaps, so we'll be filling all those up with seam sealer, at least the parts that have a gap there, and then we'll just spray some paint in here. I'm stoked with how this came out. I chopped off the bottoms of the trailer fender so everything's nice and flush, and then it comes down here into the triangle piece there. So yeah, that's my version of trailer tubs on my S13, and in the next video we'll probably be prepping it to paint everything. Keep an eye out for that, and once the engine bay is painted and ready, we can start slapping on all the new stuff. Hopefully everything will go so much quicker. This project really kicked my butt, but I'm really happy with how it came out, and even if it's not perfect, I did it myself. Peace out, see you in the next video.